Today let's talk about the dogs and the cats of the 10-acre woods. So I'm going through some old footage, and I find here there's now of course the quality isn't the best. I think it was an old Sony just when the high 8 tape went out, and it was the new digital Sony camera. So memory at that time, drive space was kind of at a premium, and I'm not sure what resolution. Oh, it's actually filmed at 480 lines of resolution, which back in the day was DVD. If you remember DVD coming out, it was such great resolution. This doesn't look very good resolution with HD and full HD nowadays. But the first one I ran into here, so the animals that we had a dog called Bear, which was Tara's dog growing up. And I think he passed away about the first year we came out, about a year after that. So our first rescue was Max. So Max was a great Swiss mountain dog, and we actually pulled him, we picked him up from down the highway here. We were looking around for a dog, and we found this beautiful dog, and he was young, and it was amazing, and the person who rescued the dog was amazed that this dog would be running around and how he was still there. So we snatched him up, and he was a wonderful dog. He did quite a few things that we necessarily couldn't do ourselves. One of them was whenever we had a rescued rabbit that didn't have the mother, and they were just little babies, Max would actually lick their genitals to make them go to the bathroom. Now I'm sure there's other dogs out there that do that, but he was very good that way. He had a great paternal instinct. Shortly after we got Max, we got Smokey. So Smokey was a cat, and again a wonderful cat. They were both loving and caring, and just took care of each other. So one of them here is, we had a kid goat born. It was in around December. It was cold outside. We couldn't have them out. It was just way too, it was minus 20 degrees Celsius, I think it was. So we brought the goat in, and of course we brought a lamb inside as well. So there's some footage here that I found that was back 2005, it looks like. Now the lamb was in, and the goat was in, and the dog was there, and this was kind of a standard back in the day when we didn't have nearly as much barn space. So in 2006, we had a female goat named December, because she was born in December, and she actually kidded out in December or January of 2006. It would have been December of 2006. So at that time, we were, you're getting into the farm life, and you're trying to figure out, when to, if there's going to be any breeding going on, you want to make sure it's done in November so you have spring kids. So, you live and you learn, you move forward, you make plans. So this kid goat couldn't be outside with its mother. It was just way too cold. We were way too concerned about that. So we brought it in, and she was actually potty trained on Max's bed. So it was a circular cushion bed, and we ended up just pulling the cushion out and putting a plastic bag over top of it and stuffing it back in. We had to, of course, wash the cover regularly, but she would actually go over and poop and pee in that area. So it was quite amazing. So she took to Max, like a daddy, and Max was great at that, playing with him. So moving along to when was it? It was summer of 2010. We got Maggie. Maggie came in, cute little puppy, and that same year we were building our fences out front, and we saw some movement out there, and we went and looked out, and it was a fawn, a baby deer. So we went out, and we we went and we secured the deer because it was actually running into the unfinished fences we had. We had some of the fences done up, but there was still an opening. It got in there, and it was ramming in against that fence. So first instinct, get out there and secure the deer, and then figure out what we're going to do there. So we ended up putting the deer into a kennel to figure out what we were going to do, making calls to natural resources and finding out what there was. And there was a picture I took of Maggie nose to nose with this little deer, and you can see the scars in the picture. But this little deer grew up, and there were adult deer that came around, some female deer that came through our property regularly, and we had this little one in an enclosed area. So what had happened was we thought, well, we need to get this one out with them, and we saw some interest at the fence line. So we opened up the gate, and the little fawn went out and hung out with them, and the deer left, and she came back into the pen. So we decided, okay, well, we'll close the gate and we'll try again. We tried the next day, same thing happened, went out, the deer were around, and sure enough, she left with the deer. So it was quite amazing. We got to help her out. It had turned out when we had found this little fawn, its mother had been killed on the highway. So she more than likely wouldn't have made it on her own. So yes, 2010 came Maggie, and in 2012 came Toby, a little floppy-eared Toby. So we picked him up with intentions of possibly breeding. So he turned out to have these huge satellite ears. So it was the funniest thing. His ears were way too big for his body. And I took a Christmas photo that year of all four of them: Toby, Maggie, Max, and Smokey. And working with animals can be tough. I've done some filming with some animals, but getting a picture of the dogs and cats was a few times. The dogs wanted to play with the cat, and the cat wanted to run away. But it turns out I got a great shot of that. Now, unfortunately, shortly after that, we actually had to put them both down. We had to put Max and Smokey down. They had been running into a lot of health issues over the years and suffering from pain, and we just didn't want to medicate them. We decided it was best. We talked to our vet about it and came up with a bunch of solutions. And you can't do it for yourself. You have to do it for the animal. So we ended up putting them down. It was very sad, quite emotional. I didn't think I was going to be that emotional when it happened. But both of them, both Smokey and Max, were excellent animals. Couldn't ask for a better animal. So 2013 came puppies. Maggie and Toby, had their puppies. And they also had them in 2014 as well. But I can't seem to find any pictures, although I've been looking for pictures all morning about this. I figured, well, I'll show you these pictures of the cute little puppies that Maggie had. So she had 3 of them. She had 3 in a set after that, and I think she even had another little litter of 2. So that was in 2013, and 2014 comes Atlas. So Atlas, you would have seen at the beginning of the video, he is a Bernese mountain dog, and he was such a cute little thing. Now, I did take this picture here of a separation in time where when we got him in December of 2014, just before Christmas, January 2015, and March 2015, he looks quite wiry. He's since now, of course, filled out, and he has got his own unique personalities. So in, 2014, 2015, we had, there was a string of dogs that we ended up rescuing and coming through here. The first one was brought to us, and we kept him with our dogs, which another learning mistake. Isolate any dogs when they come in. Don't put them in with your population. We found a home for this dog, went to the vet, and turns out he had parvo, so that can be, it can be deadly. And with having it with our dogs, we could have actually contaminated our dogs. So fortunately, he wasn't with us for that long, so that's good. And learning going forward, make sure you isolate the animals. And we do have an isolation pen that we use for the farm animals. Now, there was another dog that came along in that same year. It was found at the club. So I'm the rental director at the Enola Community Club, and they were having a Christmas function. And there was a dog hanging around. I couldn't figure out, why was this dog here? People tried to approach it, and it just kind of scurried away. It was obviously very cold and limping. So I went up to it until it got to the point where it started to back away, and I crouched down on one knee, getting lower. So you don't want to tower over the animal. You don't want to look like a threat. So getting down on one knee and making that dog understand that you're not there to harm them. And as soon as I got down on one knee, he came over and started licking me. So he was unsure, brought him home, and we actually found the owner the next day. He had wandered from a farm a few miles from the community club, and they had been looking for him, and we reunited. So that was a great moment, and these moments are really good. Another one was a small little dog that came. He was on the highway actually, out in front of our place, and somebody drove by, picked it up. It was in the middle of winter, cold, and a small dog wouldn't make it that long in that temperature. So she saw the sign out front that said animal rescue, and she thought, well, bring it in. So we brought the dog in and brought it inside. Very friendly dog, and very happy. So there was another dog here as well that I can't remember exactly. It was a black kind of a lab. And there's so many animals come through here. Sometimes you just can't remember everything. I can't remember the story of this one. But all these dogs found homes. We found out we're not a dog and cat animal rescue, but we do have connections through other means. We throw it out on Facebook. We get the population to have a look at that, local population, and they share it. And there's quite a few Facebook sites that you can post these to, and it's worked well. So something else that happened just earlier this year, speaking of dog and cat animal rescues, there is one in the city of Winnipeg called Darcy's Ark. Now Darcy's Ark I work with, and I contacted them. They had actually mentioned about fostering cats, pregnant cats, springtime, lots of cats out there. So I contacted them about that and said, we'll do that. My daughter, Tiana, she loves cats, so it would be kind of neat to have a bunch of little kittens. So she kitted out this spring, and she had a bunch of small little kittens, and they were very healthy and great. Now, as time went on, Tiana felt that it wasn't quite maybe such a great idea. Once they were getting a little bit older, she would be sleeping, and throughout the night she'd get pounced by all these kittens in her room. And of course we couldn't put them out into the main area because, of course, Toby and Maggie, Maggie herself, she's got a lot of maternal instincts. Toby, they'd probably be all right, but they are terriers. You do have to monitor that and watch it. Now, something that I missed was last year, speaking of Maggie's maternal instincts, we had a woman that had a rescued cat, and she was bottle feeding, and she was going to a wedding in Ontario. So she put it out there on Facebook, and we said, well, we will take her and we'll bottle feed her. And so she had the weekend to do this, to go to this wedding. And it was the cutest thing. Maggie saw this kitten, and her maternal instincts just kicked in. And so we made up this little bed, and Maggie just went to it, and she took that kitten as if it was her own. And if you've ever had puppies and you've got the female, and she's looking after her young, and she has to go for a pee, she'll jump up and she'll run outside, go down, go for a pee, and no lost time. She's back at the door, wants back in, wants to spend as long as she can with her babies. And she did the exact same thing with this little kitten, and it was so cute. We would go in and say, Maggie, you need to go to the bathroom, you need to go pee, and she would jump up, she'd run to the door, and we'd let her out, and she'd come back in, and she spent the entire weekend with this little kitten, and it was the cutest thing. Okay, those of you who have dogs, I'm sure when it's bedtime, you go to bed and you find that There's no room for you. Now, I often find that out. Hey, Toby. He was just underneath the, he fits underneath here. I don't know how he does it, but he has a heck of a time trying to get out. So I'm going in here. Oh, there she is. So this, of course, that's my side of the bed. And this is where she, and you can see her, she's just in that hunting mode. I'm going to kiss you. And you just have to say something like, Maggie. You silly. Let's go outside, guys. You want to go outside? Come on. Let's go out. Let's go out. Let's go see Atlas. Atlas is outside. Come on, Maggie. Maggie! Maggie! Okay, let's go. Come on. Let's go out. Coming, Maggie? Or you're just gonna stay in here? Well, you sleep all day. You're not gonna come out? No? All right, I'll go out with the boys. So this is Atlas. So he's filled out nicely. Oh, big stretch. Were you having a little snooze? He's got his bed over there. Right, boys? Hey? Now, they have the decking here, and they go around, and sometimes they pee on the side here. Actually, you can see there's a spot there. We've just been washing the deck. We just had them fixed to prevent a lot of the arguments they've been having. Now, we have just this slider here if we're going to keep them down. We have a gate, but we're using it out at the animals right now. Haven't picked anything up. So this is their area here. Oh, look, there's Barry. Hey, Barry! 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 Yeah, hi, how you doing, bud? Oh, he's such a funny boy. Okay, go down and get your ball, Toby. Where's your ball? So this is the area they have. They have running. They used to have the area up front as well, but this year we closed that off just because they were kind of getting in the way there. And down here, so we don't only use waterers for the animals. So here's an automatic water that we hook up to the garden hose, and to the other, there's another hose right there that goes over to another water for the animals out there. And then that box there is actually our electric fence. Inside there is the electric fence unit. And then there's a motion light, LED motion light up there for when the dogs go down. All right, where's Toby? Did you find your ball? Where's your ball? Where is it? Is it up there? Get your ball, Toby. Okay, I did find his B-A-L-L. He hasn't figured out how to spell yet, but it makes a certain noise, and it's in my pocket. So I'm going to show you how he reacts to just that sound. What's that? That's the sound it makes when he squishes it. What is it, Toby? It's in my pocket? What's in here? What is that? What is that? Is that your ball? So what I do is I take this ball and I throw it off of the balcony. You ready, Toby? Okay, go get the ball. Go get it. Come on, go get it. There you go. And of course, Atlas being the annoying big brother, go get the ball. There it is. Atlas, of course, just wants to play with him, but Toby's focused on his ball. Bring your ball here. Come on, bring it here. Oh, look, Atlas has got some sticks. He's like, here, let's play with these sticks. Come on, bring your ball here. Come on, Toby. Come on. Come on, up. Let's go. No, not today. Usually he'll bring it up, and then I'll throw it off the deck again, and he'll bring it up, and he'll throw it up. There you go. Good job. All right, let's go and take a look and see what these guys are doing. Hey, Snow. And Patches. So this morning, no, we're not going in there yet. It's your kids drinking out of the water. Oh, and here's the sheep. Everybody's here. You guys want to do some trimming? Is it trimming time? This evening. We'll get you out here a little bit later on. How's that? Now, some of the kids aren't here. There's a couple. So here's Carly. Now, yesterday we took Carly and we took these two guys, actually not these two, we took Lambert and Tinker to Tinkertown. Here's one of the new ones. Still a little shy, but Brock's pretty good. So we went to what's called Tinkertown, which is a family fun park for kids, and a company called Maggie Industries that makes farm equipment had rented out, hey guys, had rented out the entire park, and there were over 5,000 people there. So we went there yesterday. Here's one of the pigs. There's Chunky. Hi, Chunky. It was about 5,000 people there, and it was an extremely busy day. So today, the girls took the other, you can see there's no other kid goats around. So the girls took the other kids to 3 old folks' homes this afternoon. So they were going one to the other to the other. And wow, look at this, no rain. Look at the pond. Oh, this is sad. Wow, wow, wow. Just mud for the pigs. Oh, look, there's a pot. I think so I'll have to clean that up. This is a good time to maybe clean things up a bit, but wow. So this area down here was dug deeper. Hi, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is it? This is a Canadian goose that came in as a gosling this spring, so has been hanging out here. Yes, what are you doing? Are you gonna fly south? Are you? Oh yes. Now geese, you kind of have to, when they're, when they're friendly, people get pinched all the time. And they're kind of, we call them, I guess, texture animals. They like texture. They like pinching. It's kind of a form of affection from what we see, because she is happy. And where's the other one? Where's Goose Goose? Here comes Goose Goose over here. So these two have been hanging around. Anyway, getting back to this, there's Monkey. So this section of the pond was dug out last to dig out some fill for this berm here, because we flooded in the spring. So this is quite a bit deeper than the area, of course, over here. And so there's still some water there, and I guess the fish have moved over into this area. And this is where the windmill supplies oxygen down into this deeper area, which I'll probably go in and have a look at that and see what's going on with the rock, make sure everything's good. Hey guys, what is it? What are you doing, eh? So that's it, and the ducks are going in. Here you go, guys, go get them. Go for a swim. Not much water left. Oh, wow. Oh, that's low. We haven't had rain, we had rain off and on here and there, but we just haven't had the rain we need, and you can see by the pond. Now it'd be nice to be able to strike an artesian well in this area, but good luck with finding that. That's it for this week. So I hope you learned something about our dogs. If not, I hope you enjoyed seeing cute little pictures and stories about how we've come and how the dogs have come and how they have, at times helped us. Max was a great dog. Smokey was a great cat, very affectionate. And then, of course, these guys here. Oh, there's the pig. Okay, so Atlas started. Toby, look at the pig. Look at the pig. So, of course, the pig doesn't really care. Now, Atlas just did one bark. He's not as into it as Toby is, but Toby is kind of busy with his ball. So nothing compares to the ball, right, Toby? There's Lucy. Okay, so as I was saying, I hope you enjoyed this episode. You know, somebody had asked about it, and I had thought about doing one about the dogs for some time now. So I thank you for watching, and don't forget to give me a like. I've just hit 2,000 subscribers, just over 2,000 subscribers, so thank you very much. It was actually a Pakistani, oh, here we go. So you can see the pig is not doing anything. Oh, no, here we go. Her hair looks like it's a little raised up, but yeah, okay, well, it's not as dramatic. Sometimes we hear them barking. Oh, here we go. The pig's like, nothing. And we think the pig does it on purpose. Oh boy, the pig doesn't care. But what's funny is if we go and we open up the gate and say, oh, come on guys, come see the pig, they won't even come near it. And as long as there's a fence there in between, their egos are way up. All right, anyway, trying to finish this video again. I hope you enjoyed it. We had a Pakistani family in last weekend, and we were actually closed, and they showed up and we said, well, come on in, we'll show you around. They pulled out a whole picnic. They made some Pakistani food. They gave me some, lots of curry, lots of spice. It was very good. I quite enjoyed it. I was at 1998 subscribers. And they said, oh, well, let's get to 2,000. So they pulled out their cell phones and boom, 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 got up to 2,000. So that was very nice. And I thank you for putting in those extra subscriptions. And it was a good time. So until next week, take care and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.